Hello, my name is Shadley, welcome back for another episode of Victoria 3 as Mexico. In previous episodes we tried to do a war against Haiti, but that didn't go all that well. But then we were fighting repeated Scandinavian invasions in Yucatan, which, you know, it didn't go all that well for them, luckily. But we are getting pretty good amount of GDP. We've got already over 30 million. So actually, how much behind are we from America? They got 34.6, so we are about 4.3 million behind. I think we're going to catch up to them soon enough. I mean, we are going to be getting a lot of gold mines in the near future, which is going to be giving us a lot of money from the investment pool, which it's actually not going down all that much anymore, so we could potentially increase the construction speed soon enough again. I suppose one of the things that we've been doing is reducing the cost of the construction in general by reducing the iron price. If we could reduce the tool price as well, that'd be brilliant. There's still going to be some fabric and wood use in there, but it's not too bad. Although, actually, let's have a look. How much do we use? Well, it's quite a bit. Overall, especially wood we use a lot still. Fabric not so much, iron we use a lot as well. And in 3 months we are able to increase the steel production, which in turn of course is going to reduce the steel price even further. We did get another steel mill recently, I think. Or was that someone else that got the steel mill? Well, if it's not us then it is going to be Colombia, but... No, it's just us. Oh, rubber discovered in Guatemala. Oh. Oh, is the British discovering that? I can't really do anything about that yet. Yeah, sure. Right, so it was over here. Rubber plantations, we can't build those yet, but we can get the rubber mastication probably fairly soon. It's already on the list that we could research. I suppose after the open heart process, I'm going to get the rotary valve engine, and then I'm not sure actually. We could maybe get something from the military. We're getting the Genji cranes there. That could be quite handy. And then maybe the ironclads, so we can actually start switching to better ships. Which would then increase our prestige, actually. Ah, there we go. Back to major power. So can we... Oh, yes, we can declare interest again. So we'll put one in there, another one in here. Slowly but surely we can increase the... or spread our influence a bit further. And the gold mines in British Columbia are being built, although it's going to take a while. Because the construction... Well, actually, the construction efficiency over there isn't as bad as it used to be. Of course, there's not enough population in here, that's for sure. I suppose over here we could, well, we got that already. We could put in the steam donkey, reduce the workforce need in there. Urban center, we could put in the public trams to reduce the workers there. So the gold fields are using a lot. That's something that we can't really touch. The gold mines, I could put in the rail transportation to reduce the workforce need, and even the steam donkey there. I'm not going to put in the dynamite though, but that's already a decent increase. Fishing wharves could totally get the trawlers in. And the whaling station could get the whaling fleet, so that increases the oil production. Although oil, again, is not really useful at this stage of the game yet. It can be used a little bit in the heating and all that sort of stuff, but like... until we get to the industries like the vacuum canning, for example, or the bolt-action rifles or combustion engines, there's not going to be too much use for the oil, but I want to have at least a little bit offer in the market. And, you know, it still produces some meat, which is not too bad. So after the gold mines, we got the university, another paper mill, sulfur mine, textile mill, government administration. Is there anything else? I mean, paper, luxury clothing, crocheries is something that we could probably increase again. Get another level over here. Get to that level 5 already. That's going to be good. How's Colombia doing? So they've got a lot of plantations over here. They got some industries as well, not too much though. They even got a chemical plant over here, which is not producing any explosives. Commander commence civic coalition. Sure. You can say what we want. That's going to be giving a bit more momentum for the rural folk. Which is at least going to take a look. Oh, Conservative Party is now petty bourgeoisie as well. Okay, there we go. Open heart process completed. So let's go ahead and switch that production method in. So that is increasing the iron use a bit further. But also, it basically just turns the extra 30 into... 30 extra steel, so it's not too bad. Steel price is going to go down, the iron price is going to go up maybe a little bit. The price might go up a little bit as well in terms of at least... well, actually, I suppose that should increase the standard of living in here. It's already 12.1, which is slightly above the average in our nation. Of course, we got some of these areas over here, like Colorado, it's at 13, Arizona 16.6, Nevada is almost 18, California is almost at 18. Right, so we'll just wait for that to end. Armed forces might not want to be in the government anyway. Right, question of practicals. Practices, Standard of living for the low and middle strata. Mexico. Sure. A bit more cost, but that's fine. Inefficient agriculture. We should follow that advance. Ooh, enact homesteading. Right. Who would support that one? Rule folk would. Okay, can we get rule folk into the government now? Especially since armed forces are rather upset. Not really. I could switch into intelligentsia and the industrialists to be in power. That does mean that we'll be getting a bit more radicals, but at the same time that's going to offer a bit better or bit different laws to try to push for. And the homesteading, the landowners, ooh, that would radicalize them, but I suppose the landowners aren't quite as strong anymore. And if we can get the homesteading, that's going to increase the rule folks' political strength a lot at the cost of the landowners, so I'm all for it. I'm just hoping that there's going to be, or that, rather, there's not going to be any massive revolutions and like that, which I can't guarantee that there won't be. We're still making a lot of money, which is definitely good news for us. And how's the standard or the investment pulse rate? It is still going down a tiny bit, but it's not too bad. Especially once we get a bit more of these gold mines, I'm sure that it's going to get even better. Although I think at this stage, we're just going to put in the university up a little bit in there. And then the paper mill. Cuba is improving relations. Okay. Is Cuba... They are still a puppet, are they not? Yes, they are. I could potentially improve relations with them, though. And then... Oh, scandal in Mexico. Oh, the leader of industrialists would... Ooh. Lose 20 legitimacy? I guess you will retire from the political life immediately. Because I'm not taking that risk. So Ecuador, in the meanwhile, are we able to... Well, we're still improving relations with you quite a bit. Invite to customs union. If I were to give you an obligation, you would still not accept that. That would be 25. Okay. And making a protectorate. That would be minus 49 still, even with the obligation. So I guess that's not an option either. Tools and paper are still pretty high price. Unacceptable government is also plaguing us a little bit in here. I know that that was going to be a risk while going for that one, but at the same time, it's probably not the worst. I hope. So passing the homesteading is probably going to take a long while. But once we do pass that, hopefully, eventually at least, that's going to reduce the landowners probably to, I don't know, 10%. And the rule folk will be a bit higher. So that means that the Conservative Party at least will be reduced in strength over time. Now, unfortunately, the military goods cost is increased due to armed forces being upset. How long does it take for the... Okay, they oppose the recent change. They are still unhappy. Failed petition minus 14.6. Ooh. Oh dear. Revolution, they got 68% support there. I think it will fire potentially. They would be getting about 15 battalions, possibly more. I do wonder what's going to happen in here. Like, this is going to be the first revolution that is probably going to hit the things in here. Although I suppose the landowners are probably going to be getting a little bit of the support back over time, but it is going to take a while. But yeah, the progress is... okay, max progress is 68%. There might be still things happening in there in the meanwhile. Oh, more gold discovered in California. Well, that's a good thing that we got the resource extraction in there then. Spread the word. More migration in there. How many? We got 9 gold fields. Okay. There's not a lot of peasants in here available right now, so we definitely need more. The Mexican dream. All that is gold does not glitter, so there's going to be a little bit less radicals from the decreases in the standard of living. Because that's probably going to happen, let's be honest. But getting the increase in standard of living in there is not bad. So is this going... It is still progressing. Right, preserve tenant farmers. I mean... Oh, gold depleted is Sonora. It is unfortunate. Covert agitation. Revolutionary sympathizers have begun to agitate for anti-government causes in the barracks in Texas. Armed forces must be loyal to the state above all else. Sure. There we go, so the revolution progress is going to be reduced a little bit. And the armed forces are now not quite as bad in terms of approval in there, so that's good. Family always comes first. A core clash over homesteading erupts between a few families. The early bird homesteaders each claim the same land in Washington. The dispute has called the legislation into question. With writs and organized reparations, that would cost us a bit more. We got the money though, so that's not a problem. And admin time would be plus 15%, so that would take a lot longer to pass that. Then find the earliest assignee and grant them the land. Rule folk approval would go down, enactment time would go up, and enactment success chance -5%, so I don't want to go for that one. Or for this one, so I guess we'll be paying. It's going to take a while. Oh, Armed Forces is back into -5 there. Alright then, well, there's a little bit of a progress in here, supporting... Oh, right, because the landowners do support it, so I guess it's just changed a little bit different, so it's not necessarily going to be increasing quite at the same speed, the revolution, because they've got the... Oh, gold discovered in Arizona. Oh, gold rush. Spread the word. Let's actually have a look at Arizona. So there's a lot of gold in there. Is there... Decent bit of infrastructure that still remains, so that's good. And I suppose what we could do is let's get an iron mine in there as well. Why the heck not? Okay, rotary valve engine unlocked. Good. So the question is, of course, do we want to use the rotary valve engines too much? I mean, let's have a look. Are we using any of those techs yet on here? On any of the industry? I don't think we are. On the logging camps, well, I don't necessarily need to change all of these. I could probably go for the hardwood production. Not necessarily. The hardwood production is not necessarily needed right now, so we'll just keep it as is. Gold mines, on the other hand. Do you want to go for the rail transportation? It will increase the transportation cost a lot, but that's probably fine. Then in the development, so we got 10 railways total. We could definitely start increasing that a bit further. Like, let's just get another one into our capital. We've got a decent bit of production still. I mean, it could be definitely better, but it's not too bad. I suppose I'm going to put the auto-expand of the glassworks and the tooling workshops in here. Probably the furniture and paper mills. Textile mills, not necessarily, because that's going to have some issues. Steel mill, maybe. That's going to be bringing us a lot more money in here. Mexican dream. I'm going to keep going with the more cautious approach. So, the landowners are still at -16. Oh, and they got a little bit more progress. There's that food. Struggling people in Durango have been desperately trying to get their hands on any food they can. Dire warnings of a turnip winter have been spreading throughout the region. We'll go for the try to increase local food production by any means. That'll probably be fine. So that actually reduced the revolution again. Ah, so it was down here that what happened. Okay, we could probably get a maize farm in there. Oh, American peasant revolt. How strong are the Americans? That's 68, and the peasant revolt is 110. So you want me to... Oh, obligation? Oh, we do have a revolution brewing, so I don't know if that's going to be the smartest idea. Oh, no, no, no. I'm going to decline that one, because the peasants are going to be winning, and that's probably going to be causing a lot of issues for them. Overall, so that's going to weaken... Actually, let's have a look at the... So that's, yeah, one of them is going to win unless they go for white peas, which probably not going to happen. But right now, we've got a bit of internal struggle, so if the Americans have weakened themselves, that means that we'll be able to maybe start reducing some of the border gore in here. I mean, if we were to give me Louisiana or something, I probably would have joined. But of course, I don't have a claim in there. At least in terms of game mechanics. Right, we've got pretty good relations with Ecuador now, so let's have a look at the interactions. Would they still... No, they still would not join the Union. Alright then, well, Rebel Doctor. Doctor in Jalisco has been caught aiding wounded dissidents and revolutionaries. His aid isn't just helping his patients, but is emboldening the entire rebel movement. One doctor was obviously a lone wolf. There's no need to follow up on this or investigate the medical profession in Jalisco for sympathizers. The academics become a lot more radical, or a little bit less radical. It's probably just one individual there. So the max should be at... Yeah, max progress is 68, so they are not going to have a revolution right now. But I do like the fact that there's a lot more events sort of related to the revolution, and it's just not... it's not just a bar that is ticking forward, so I do like that addition in there. The homesteading isn't really progressing all that much. Oh, wow. USA is only 28 battalions right now. Oh, boy. I do wonder, though, how good is the quality of the troops in here? Most of the contract is skirmish infantry with shrapnel artillery, so that is better than what I have. So it's probably a good thing we're saving a lot of our own men here by not joining that war. But also, now we're number 8 in the GDP, because the USA has dropped below the limit. But let's have a look at the list here. So actually, the Peasant Revolution is still above us in the GDP. So I'm guessing USA itself is fairly low. And then Austria is going to be the next one after that. And that's going to be taking a while. But we are getting higher and higher on the list here. Number 8 already. It only helps quite a bit. Oh, global GDP. Okay, let's... Oh, right, that's the states. Right. National GDP. Oh, this is us. Okay, never mind. But the revolution is gaining a bit more steam there again. It'll probably go to... well, it should be going to like 33% soon. A 4 in Sea of Anger. Ops has surrounded an arsenal in the Veracruz, threatening to seize the arms and munitions stored within. While the guards are staving off attacks for now, if no relief is sent, then the arsenal will fall to insurrectionists. Relief column could escalate the tensions a little bit if necessary. So there's a chance that it will go up even further, and the servicemen of Veracruz become more radical. Or the mob could be emboldened by surrender, but we need to take that risk. The officers become more... no, we're gonna try to... oh, there we go. The gamble actually was worth it. It de-escalated a little bit. We didn't lose that arsenal then. The Utah Homestead Act. Claiming that Utah's brown lands should be settled by virtuous yeomen like themselves, the homesteading law proposal is experiencing a surge of popularity among the members' rural folk, eyeing an opportunity in the frontiers to the great chagrin of the landowners currently dominating the agricultural sector. Put yourself a farm in Utah. Migration interaction. Landowners' approval could go down, the rural folk would go up. First legislature shall be won over, then the frontier. Ah, yeah, we'll go for that one. So, enactment success chance plus 10%. So, we'll eventually get this law passed, which would be quite handy. So, we've still got a decent bit of production in here. I suppose some of the things have already been queuing up for another expansion in the meanwhile. So, let's have a look at the market. So, fine art is still a bit of lacking. I suppose we could build another fine art academy over there. Might not be the best location for it, to be fair, but at least it's getting a little bit of benefits from the stacking in there. Got a little bit unemployed in California. How's the infrastructure there? It is actually fine for the time being, so that can be okay for now then. But yeah, right now it's mostly just the revolution slowly brewing while we're trying to pass the Homesteading Act, and yeah, the Peasants' Revolution, or Peasants' Revolt is definitely winning the Civil War here. So let's have a look at the policies of the Peasants' Revolt. There's a monarchy, census suffrage, racial segregation, total separation of the church and state, elected bureaucrats, national militia. Oh, so they won't have that many barracks at least. They will have a lot of countries though. No home affairs, agrarianism, protections, per capita taxation, homesteading, no colonial affairs, dedicated police force, public schools, no health system, right of assembly, no workers' rights, child labor allowed, legal guardianship, and slavery is banned. Okay. So basically it means that it's going to be a kingdom in the neighborhood, or in the neighborhood soon enough. Armed forces are getting bellicose. Officers associated strongly with the armed forces have publicly issued a list of grievances and demand immediate action from the government. Dark rumors suggest that they might join the revolution if they are not satisfied. They get more political strength. Concessions of appeasement. What does that mean? Ah, right. It's basically that modifier. Here's some orders for you. Get out. I don't want to anger the armed forces too much, so I'm going to go with the concessions of appeasement approach here right now. And I suppose, do we have any more? No, we don't have any more universities underway. Let's get a university into Rio Grande, just to be able to get the academics that we need in there over time. And then I suppose we don't really have a lot of expansion paths right now, other than USA. But we may need to expand our military quite a bit before we do that. Get another 4 barracks there, and I suppose we could get another one. No, that's 10 already. That's 5. That one's not any, so we'll get one of the barracks into Durango. 2 more weeks until the Gantry cranes. Of course, we can't switch the port over quite yet. Also, I suppose in terms of preparing for having the port built, let's get some more coal mines. National self-defense. With the violent sentiment rising among the Mexican political unaligned, some of Odeham communities have begun to form armed militias to keep the population safe. Okay, that would increase the progress of civil war by 5%. Or authorities have far more important things to worry about. Petite bourgeoisie and Catholic Church interest. Oh, we lose a lot of authority as well. The penalty from turmoil will go down at least. That would reduce the Civil War progress. I mean, it's currently at 60 or 52%, and it can go up to 73. But if things keep going this way, then we might have a bit of a problem at hand. There we go. The Gantry cranes is done, and then we are working on the ironclads. I'm hoping that that's going to start spreading as well. Not entirely sure though. Oh, well, maybe. Wait until the week is over. No, it's getting the enlistment officers. I mean, that's not really the worst either, but I do want to get the ironclads as soon as possible, so we can start increasing... Oh! Oh, right, the peasant revolt is now... Oh! United Sovereign Archduchy. They do have quite a large army, though, still. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, the rule folk hold pretty much all the power in there right now. I'm sure that that's going to start switching over time, but... That's a little bit hilarious. So the opposition is only industrialist right now. Now, I'm hoping that my homesteading act goes forward, because we kind of want that to reduce the... Oh, in the hands of the state. Did he smash his head into the cell wall? Was he tortured to death? The official story that the landowners affiliated revolutionary died from cholera convinces only the gullible and the willfully blind. Only one thing is for certain. His supporters are livid, and they are out for blood. There's plus 10% chance of that one, or they get more radicalization. We could go for a bit higher. I suppose it can't go any higher than that right now without any of the events. Maybe. Farmers Girl Champions Homesteading. That would be another 10% success chance, or we're going to get a lot more loyalists. And the rule folk would get more strong. That would probably reduce the landowner strength a little bit, but I think we want to get the success chance over here so we can finally start passing this law. It's been underway. Oh, right, so now it should be at the end. Well, it shouldn't be able to go any higher, right? 6 weeks until the next checkpoint. Oh, it is going to be actually reducing on the next checkpoint. Okay, good. As long as it doesn't get any more radical, admittedly. If it does, then we are in trouble, because, well, I mean, I suppose the revolution is still fairly sizable. Oh, right, they're getting 10 battalion extra now. Right, that would be pretty bad. I guess one of the things that I could do is start recruiting more troops in Texas. And make sure that, oh, right, and we've got a massive amount of income right now. Okay, well, one of the things that we can do is definitely start increasing the army size. Let's go ahead and get a few naval bases over here. Into the Pacific coast as well, so we can have a bit of a fleet there. Heavy-handedness. Either they get another 5%, and then there's got to be more interest troops attraction for armed forces and landowners. Or we should stand down. Yeah, we'll reduce the revolution progress a little bit. I suppose it might start reducing the radicalism a little bit. I'm not entirely sure, to be fair. But I'm definitely hoping that it will. I mean, the Catholic Church is still fairly unhappy from all the things, and the landowners are now getting more and more upset. I mean, the unacceptable government is probably part of the reason. Political dysfunction is also causing some issues. Yeah, alright then. Alright. Oh, hold on a minute. Yeah, authority is probably causing a bit of... Hold on a minute. I think the political dysfunction must be from the lack of authority then. So how about we get rid of the one of the decrees then? Which one do we want to get rid of though? Is this one really in use that much? I mean, there's some gold mines, but yeah, no, we can get rid of that one. So that should improve the approval a lot. Oh yeah, there we go, that's a lot better. Okay, so the rule folk still has a massive power in there. The procession of provocations. Okay, so that's a coin flip, either minus 10 or plus 10% there. Or a bit smaller coin flip, or three-way coin flip here. But a bit less progress. I'm going to take the coin flip. There we go, it was actually a good result. So we've been actually fairly lucky right now, I do admit. So Panama doesn't have a lot of pops in there, especially excess pops. Nicaragua could maybe have a little bit in there. I'm just thinking about where to build some more construction sectors and what areas do I want to start building up. I mean, over here the standard of living isn't all that great. Let's build another logging camp there. So at least the sort of southern part of the Central America is not going to be joining into the revolution if or when it happens. It's just a lot is waiting on the Homesteading Act to start going forward. If we can pass that Homesteading Act, then we'll be fine. But if we can't, then we are going to have a revolution. Oh, we do have a textile mill over here. I forgot. Oh, right. We could probably switch this to non-luxury clothing. It does mean that the silk price is going to go down a little bit. Clothing price is going to go down a lot. That's probably going to help. We could probably get another level over here as well. Have our own Homesteading Act. We need to start going forward in there. At least the radicalism of the political movement over here is going down slightly. I think its highest point it was something like 75, 77, somewhere over there, and now it's 73. Catholic Church call for intervention. Claim to have suffered under the immoral government far too long, and now have nailed a list of demands on the door of the government office. So they would get more approval, at least. You know what? Yeah, we'll go for the appeasement policy a little bit. So they will... Oh, this got within the intelligentsia. We'll get another 15% success chance. Sure. Now we've got 58% chance. There's still a decent bit of chance, or 13% chance of a stall, but it shouldn't be too bad, I guess. As long as the landowners start losing more and more power, then that would be fine. Getting another steel mill done soon. I suppose we got quite a bit of things being built. Well, things being built in our capital, which still has okay situation in terms of infrastructure. Although we could probably get another railway in there just for the heck of it. But we still didn't get the law passed. I mean, right now we are kind of recovering a little bit, trying to make sure that this doesn't boil over, because that would be pretty bad for our economy. And ooh, actually, let's have a look at Ecuador. Would that finally be willing to... Oh, we could take a trade agreement. Protectorate is probably off the... or not an option. Ooh, okay, we're pretty close to getting them take the deal to join our market. We just need to improve our relations a little bit further, which is already... well, it's slowly... well, actually, I don't know if it's going to be going above amicable. Don't know. If we just increase our GDP, I suppose, that will also make it a bit more likely to happen. Ooh, labor movement. Potential agitators +1, minimum expected standard of living, and max workplace safety office institute. Oh, right. Well, we don't have any of that. Right, we're still trying to pass that law, so going through the other laws is not necessarily going to help. Is there anyone that would be willing to assist in the Homesteading Act? Not really. Not really. We've got a lot of radicals from the rural folk, to be fair. That is causing some issues. But we are also out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also got the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.